Welcome to the video. It is July 17th and I'm almost 6 full weeks into my mini cut that I'm doing for summer. And it's going really well. I'm down about 6 pounds in that time, which is exactly what I'm aiming for, about 1 pound per week, to make sure that I'm dropping a little bit of extra body fat while maintaining the muscle mass that I have. And in today's video, I'm gonna share the exact groceries that I get in a fat loss phase to make sure that I'm dropping body fat and getting leaner. So I just did a workout. It was a posterior chain workout, which is basically all the muscle groups on the back side of the body, the back, the glutes, the hamstrings. And as soon as I get home, I'll show you all the groceries I get weekly for my fat loss phase. And during this fat loss phase, I'm really prioritizing hitting my workouts hard in the gym and still trying to get stronger because I'm not eating aggressively low calories. Even though it's only a 6-week mini cut, I didn't drop calories drastically low. If you've been following my channel for a while now, you know I'm coming off a 12-month muscle building phase or lean bulk where I was eating well over 3,500 calories. So right now I'm eating about 2,900 to 3,000. And because I was eating a good 700 or 800 calories more per day just a little while ago, I'm losing that 1 pound of body fat per week pretty quickly and pretty easily. Now, before I show you exactly the groceries I get in a fat loss phase, it's important to understand that it's not drastically different from a lean bulk or a muscle building phase where I'm eating way more food. The main difference is that I'm just eating smaller portion sizes of these same foods. Now, of course, there's gonna be some swaps that I make to save calories that are relatively easy and small sacrifices to make, so I'll show you those as well. All right, I am back from the gym, I'm showered, and let's get into the foods that I eat every single week to lose body fat. And it's mostly the same foods every time I go grocery shopping, but I will vary a few items here and there depending on what I'm in the mood for. But these are the absolute staples that I get pretty much every week. So I'm gonna start off with the protein sources. So the first one that I always get is ground turkey, and I always get 93% lean ground turkey because it's only like 8 grams of fat. You get 21 or 22 grams of protein, a really lean option for protein, and it tastes great, and you can prepare it in like 10 different ways. So the next two things I get for protein are eggs and egg whites, and I get the egg white liquid that comes in a carton, and the reason I get this is because it cooks up super quickly. I don't have to throw out like the yolk of the egg. I just feel bad about doing that. And it's just straight protein, so it's an easy way to add additional protein to your breakfast without also accumulating a bunch of fats or extra calories. And they taste good when you mix them with your whole eggs. I generally have 2 whole eggs per day and like 20 grams of protein or 25 grams of protein worth of egg whites. And next for protein, I get the absolute god of protein sources, which is chicken breast. This is one of the leanest protein sources you can find. You're gonna get like 39 grams of protein per 6 ounces of chicken breast and really only like 2 or 3 grams of fat. And again, this is another food that you can prepare in a million different ways, even if you suck at cooking like me, and it's still gonna taste good. Another really solid protein source I get is Oikos Pro Greek yogurt. They recently came out with this, I think a few months ago. I used to get the 000 Oikos yogurts, which has 15 grams of protein. These ones have 20 grams, and they're also very low on carbs and fats as well. So I just get the plain vanilla, and I usually put in some frozen fruit or some honey to get some additional carbs or just flavor it a little bit. But this is a great protein source and a great snack. And the final primary protein source I keep in the house is whey protein. So I use the Transparent Labs whey protein isolate. Right now I've got the chocolate flavor in here in the house. I've also got the cookies and cream flavor. And this is just an easy, convenient way to get in an extra 20 or 30 grams of protein without having to cook anything. And a lot of people have the misconception that protein shakes are only for bulking and that they're not good for weight loss or fat loss. That couldn't be more of the opposite of what's actually true, because a protein powder is really just protein. It's like egg whites, right? There shouldn't be any carbs, shouldn't be any fats in there. So that means it's a low-calorie option, and they're usually between 100 and 130 calories for 1 scoop, yet you're gonna get 25 or 30 grams of protein, and it's gonna keep you full. So honestly, I can't think of a better snack option in a fat loss phase than whey protein. So those are the staple protein sources that I have every single week in the house and I get at the grocery store. Here's a couple alternatives that I get sometimes, but not all the time. So one is ham, like deli ham that I can use in my breakfast. Maybe I put it in an omelet or put it on like an egg sandwich type of thing, just to give a little more flavor and a little more protein to that breakfast meal. And the second option that I sometimes get is lean turkey bacon. Again, this is used in the same way. I can add it to my breakfast as, you know, a little bit of extra flavor and get a little bit of extra protein. I can add it to an egg sandwich or something like that. And the one that I get is relatively low calorie. It's only 2 grams of fat per slice of turkey bacon, but you're getting 6 grams of protein. So if I have 2 slices, you know, I'm getting a good 12 grams of protein and only using 4 grams of fat on that. All right, let's move on to the carb sources. And the first one that I always have and always get is rice. And again, this is one that I'll vary the serving size that I'm having depending on what phase I'm in. So if I'm in a lean bulking phase or I'm eating a lot more food, I might have 2 cups of rice with my dinner or with my lunch, whereas in a fat loss phase, I pretty much strictly limit it to 1 cup. And what I really like to do is get these minute rice cups that are so easy, you just pop them in the microwave for 1 minute and they're ready to go. And not only is that convenient, but it also portions out 1 serving for you, so you don't have to worry about if you're tracking it accurately. Another carb source that me and Morgan pretty much always keep around is protein pasta. So we like the protein penne and the protein spaghetti, and just like the rice, this is something that I'll have a smaller serving size in a fat loss phase, just 1 serving generally, whereas in a lean bulking phase, maybe I'll have 2 servings of that. A third carb source that we always get is some sort of bread. So either like whole grain bread that's relatively calorie friendly, or an English muffin, which is generally only about 100 or 120 calories. And this is an example of something I will actually swap out in a fat loss phase compared to a muscle building or lean bulk phase. Generally, if I have more carbs to use, I will eat something like a bagel because I really like the way they taste and they're, you know, more calorie dense compared to an English muffin. Also in the carb section is vegetables, because that's what vegetables are, right? So the first one that I always have around is frozen broccoli. And I like it frozen because, first of all, I found that when I was buying fresh broccoli, I just wouldn't cook it in time and half of it would go bad and I'd have to throw it out. So keeping it frozen means you're never going to waste it. And also, when they pick the broccoli and they freeze it right away, it actually maintains some of the vitamins and minerals and nutrients, so it's actually just as good, if not better, than fresh broccoli. Also, broccoli's got a good amount of fiber and other vitamins that are really good for help keeping you full without actually being a high-calorie food. Another vegetable we get pretty much every week is bell peppers. So again, another versatile option here. We like to make stuffed peppers with the ground turkey that we get. That's one way we use it. Also, we'll cut it up into pieces and use it in like a stir-fry type meal, which tastes really good. And again, peppers have some good vitamins and minerals. Asparagus is another vegetable that is a staple for us because we both like it. It tastes pretty good. Just throw some seasoning or some garlic on there and it's generally a pretty solid option. And again, it's a relatively higher fiber option in regards to vegetables. Spinach is another vegetable that I always like to keep around because I like to add it to my breakfast with my egg whites and my eggs. It just adds a little bit of flavor and a little bit of extra volume without actually adding in many, if any, calories at all. And within the carbs category, we also have fruit, right? And I always try to keep at least a couple of different fruit options available. It's a whole food, single ingredient, and it's going to be in your best interest to include as many different fruits and vegetables and, you know, whole foods in general into your diet, especially if you're in a fat loss phase. So I get bananas pretty much every single week. They're probably my favorite fruit. They taste really good, and yeah, just can't go wrong with them. I also like apples a lot too, so I get those almost every single week. Again, just a staple. You can't go wrong with eating some apples. And then the final one that I get every single week is frozen berries or frozen fruit. And again, I like to put this in my Greek yogurt, and it just tastes really good. It's really refreshing. So one carb source that I don't get every week, but I do get sometimes, is oatmeal. And more so in the wintertime when it's really cold here in New York. I might have oatmeal every single day, and I may actually get it every week for 6 months, but I find in the summertime when it's really hot, I just don't have it at all. I also like watermelon and clementines, you know, sometimes or when they're in season, so I will get those pretty frequently as well. Now, here are a few items I get that are just extra that aren't specifically for carbs or protein or anything like that, but I do get them every week. So the first one is almond milk. And I get the unsweetened almond milk, so it's only 30 calories per cup, which is amazing. Way more calorie friendly than whole milk. I just find that when I'm drinking regular milk, my digestion is just not good, and I just feel better when I'm not drinking regular milk or having a whole lot of dairy in general. So this is a great option for that. I make protein shakes with it, smoothies with it, and if I have cereal around, maybe I'll have have that with some cereal as well. Another game changer that I keep around is light butter. So a normal tablespoon of butter, or one serving, is like 11 grams of fat. That's like over 100 calories just for 1 tablespoon of butter. And let's be honest, we're all using more than 1 tablespoon if we're taking some butter, right? So this light butter is half the amount of calories. It's only 5 grams of fat, and it just makes it a lot easier to have some toast and not worry about using up, a good chunk of my fats for the day. Another good calorie saver is this PAM Cooking Spray. Just a way more calorie-friendly option than using butter or oil to cook your meals. If you think about it, if you eat 3 meals per day and you use butter or oil to cook each one, you might be eating an extra 500 calories per day that you're not tracking just from that cooking oil or butter. So this is going to save you a massive amount of calories. It's pretty much no calories. It's not exactly zero, but it's just a way better option. Another great option that I like is onions, and this is an easy way for people who suck at cooking like me to add some flavor and add some substance to, say, a meal like eggs or an omelet, or like I often add this to my breakfast meal. I'll also add it to the ground turkey or a stir fry or something along those lines, and it just, makes it taste a little bit better. A few others that are good to keep around but you might not need to get every single week is stuff like condiments, like sauces, and a light mayo is a good option that I keep around. I don't use it a whole lot, but it is a game changer when you're having a burger or something that you might use mayo on, to have it be like half the amount of calories. Also finding like a teriyaki sauce or a barbecue type sauce that isn't loaded up with calories and fats, and it maybe is just strictly carbs, could be a really good option just to diversify the taste and the flavor of some of your meals. Especially if you're like me and you just suck at cooking, so adding a different sauce could really change things up for you. And a final product that I recommend getting, that I always keep around, is a fat-free Italian salad dressing. Now, I like the Italian dressing. You don't have to specifically get that. But having, in general, a fat-free salad dressing is great for a fat loss phase, because then you can have a nice big salad, maybe add some chicken to it or some salmon to it, and, put plenty of dressing on there if you want without loading up the calories like a lot of salad dressings do. So now that I've covered these staples in my grocery list that I get every single week, it's important to tell you and to understand that you can fit any food into your diet and still lose fat as long as you are truly in a calorie deficit. Like last year in 2020, there was a 14-day period where I ate pizza every single day just to prove a point that you could lose weight eating pizza every day, and as long as you were in a calorie deficit. And I ended up losing like 4 pounds in those 2 weeks because I was eating relatively aggressively for fat loss, and a few hundred of those calories just happened to go to pizza. That being said, just like I told you before, it's in your best interest to include as many good quality whole foods, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, because that's going to allow you to stay full and feel and function optimally, especially in a fat loss phase. Because I'll tell you, even though I had pizza every day for 14 days, it sucked. I was at the point where I didn't want to have pizza anymore because I had to sacrifice in my other meals and snacks of the day and eat such small amounts of food that I was actually feeling really hungry throughout the day, and those 2 or 3 slices of pizza that I would have was really the biggest thing I could eat all day. So in general, if you're looking to drop body fat and feel amazing and make a sustainable transformation for yourself, it's in your best interest to limit processed foods, include plenty of fruits, vegetables, and proteins in your diet. Now, if you'd like over 20 pages worth of delicious recipes and food ideas that you can use in a fat loss phase to get in plenty of protein, have calorie-friendly options, you better pick up my Lean Muscle Cookbook. It's totally free. You can grab it in the description down below. I literally worked for months putting together this Lean Muscle Cookbook. It's got breakfast options, lunch, dinner, shake recipe options, and even like fast food or eating out options as well. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. If you got value from the video, go ahead and check out this other one that I made that can really be helpful if you are looking to lower your body fat percentage and get leaner. And also go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you want to get notified when I make more videos just like this one every single week. And I will see you on the next video.